Hey wild ones, I'm Lucy and this is Pussy Powered. In today's video, I'm going to share with you a few tips on moving through sexual disappointment. Anytime that you are trying something new sexually or changing up the energy a bit, adding another dimension or depth to your sex life, playing around with a new kink, or practicing a new skill, all of these things come with a sense of vulnerability and risk, which is part of what makes it so exciting, right? And as you're taking those emotional, mental, and even physical risks, there will be some disappointing moments. Moments that don't quite rise to the occasion, expectations that are unfulfilled, fears and insecurities that come up. So many different possibilities because sexuality is the most clear and vulnerable reflection of what's going on beneath the surface of us as human beings. So to give you some tools that you can use as you continue to explore, especially if you're exploring with a partner, here are 4 steps to work through sexual disappointment. 1, acknowledge the emotions. Definitely to yourself and also to your partner, even if not in that moment, because what that does is help create space for more connection and intimacy, which only really comes with that open-hearted vulnerability. But at the very least, at the moment that this happens, that you're feeling that sexual disappointment, at the very least, get radically honest with yourself about how you're feeling. Even if, or especially if you're used to just kind of glazing past those uncomfortable emotions, the simple act of calling out the emotions for what they are can help to release so much of that inner resistance and tension that you feel. And as you've probably heard me say before, we cannot move through an emotion as long as we are resisting it. And on that note, remember that the point of feeling your feelings is not so that you can just hurry up and get through them as fast as possible. The point is to honor them, because it's a part of your human experience. Number 2, somatic release. Shake up that energy, move it through your body. After all, emotions are energy in motion, so work with that energy. Don't repress it, safely express it. And one of the simplest, most straightforward ways to move that energy through your body is through movement. So you can begin moving your body, maybe pop in some earbuds, or if you're in a space alone where you can blast some music, play some music that matches your mood and just allow your body to move with it. Feel the music and let it move you. You can also consciously use your breath to move energy through your body. For example, taking a big deep inhale through the nose and then a sharp exhale through the mouth. And if you're in a place where you can, adding sound to each exhale adds so much to the release of that pent-up energy. So you may do a deep inhale and then make whatever sound comes out when you exhale. Be aware that if you're feeling tender and sad, for example, it's gonna sound quite different than if you're feeling really frustrated and angry. It's really fascinating, at least for me, to hear what various emotions sound like. So give that a try. Number 3, quality questions. If you've ever decided consciously to notice your self-talk on just an average day, you've probably noticed how much low quality or even demeaning and just shitty self-talk you engage in on a day-to-day basis. And so much of it is on repeat, including the quality of the questions we're asking ourselves. Questions that have more of a victim or complaining mentality are low-quality questions. For example, why does this always happen to me? Or what's wrong with me? What's wrong with my body? Why is this so fucking hard? Quality questions have an entirely different energy to them. They're open, curious, even playful, as opposed to shaming, judgmental, and demeaning. Now, there are all kinds of amazing quality questions that you can ask yourself to explore deeper and experience the kind of breakthroughs that you hear me talking about. But for the sake of simplicity, without sacrificing powerfulness, effectiveness, 2 questions you can ask yourself in that moment are, what am I afraid of? And what do I desire? What this helps you do is to uncover more of these unconscious insecurities, fears, doubts, self-doubts that you may have unconsciously running the show. So this is simply bringing them to light. This is not about fixing them or changing them, but simply being aware of them. And from that space of awareness, then you can move towards acceptance of where you are, clarifying what you want, and ultimately creating what you want. And as far as desire goes, it can be equal equally as terrifying, if not even more terrifying, to acknowledge even just to ourselves what we really desire. So when you take that time to really explore and get radically honest with yourself about what your heart really wants, what you crave, you're already, just in doing that, opening up space to allow that to become a reality. Fourth and finally, clear commitment. If you have truly committed yourself to the process, acknowledging your emotions, moving the energy through your body, asking yourself quality questions, by this point your mind is more open, your heart is more open, you're more receptive to new ideas, and you're just more connected with what you really want. So now it's time to make a clear commitment. You can also think of this as deciding on a clear action step, and not something elusive like love myself more, or have better confidence, or heal my inner child. Be as specific as possible. This way it's really clear when you've done it or not. There is no ambiguity. And it's in making and keeping these commitments to yourself that you build so much beautiful, deep self-trust and confidence, which absolutely translates into everything that you do and experience sexually. Maybe that commitment looks like spending extra time in your self-pleasure ritual. Maybe that commitment will involve having a vulnerable and really heart-connecting conversation with your lover. Maybe it's spending time in front of the mirror and connecting with yourself and seeing your inner child in your own eyes and telling that little child that they are worthy of love and they are enough and they are whole. Maybe it's committing to 30 minutes of researching and learning more about whatever that sexual act was that you were doing. Whatever it is, make sure that it's something measurable so that you can tell if you've done it or not. Again, you want to build that self-confidence and self-trust. So give yourself a chance to do more of that by being really clear on what commitment you're making to help yourself grow and expand and become in this new arena of your sexuality, or just new and expansive sexual experiences. All right, wild ones, that's it for today. 4 steps on working through sexual disappointment. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share with some friends, and subscribe for more on sexual empowerment and healing for women. And if you want to go deeper into awakening your pleasure for more ecstatic, fulfilling sex, deeper, more expansive orgasms, and an incredible sense of self-confidence, check out my program, Pussy Magic. The link is in the description below, along with some other goodies from Pussy Powered. In the meantime, here's to your awakening and your pleasure for a pussy-powered life.